Good afternoon again. Are you well?
Yeah. And you?
Very well, thank you.
That's good.
Could you bring us up to date with the injury situation as things stand at the moment, please?
Yeah, injury situation. In the game against Bournemouth, it was, I think, and that's what we heard until now, it was a cramp with Colo. And Devok was only a little bit with the back, not maybe from sitting on the bench, and not a real issue. He fell a little bit in the game, but we left him out of training yesterday, but only going to make no risk. So that's okay. Before the game, not fit for Bournemouth. It was Martin Skriddle. He had a little groin problem, and all the other things, nothing new.
So, how much are you looking forward now to your first derby as manager?
Very well. It's good. I know that outside there are more important things than football, but sometimes it looks like there's nothing more important, and especially around derbies. And of course, as a professional football manager, I like this. I like these moments, and even when there is, of course, pressure on both sides, because there are only 3 points to get, of course, but a lot of other things, bonuses or benefit, however you want to say it. So, to make our fans happy. That's in derbies it's easier than in all other games, and so we should try our best.
And how difficult a balancing act do you have now until the rest of the season? When we look at the team that you selected against Bournemouth, you want to do as well as you possibly can in the league, and especially against Everton, but at the same time do as well as you possibly can in the Europa Cup as well.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that we have to rest players or whatever for 2 weeks and say, okay, now you are ready again. So it's if somebody thought when he saw or she saw our lineup for Bournemouth that maybe we don't want to win this game, would have been the biggest misunderstanding in world history. So it's we really only choose this lineup to win the game, and that's what we did. And so it's the same for Everton. It's never about the game after. It's only about the game before. So because how much time do you have to recover? That's it. And Bournemouth was a very, very intensive game. It was clear from before the game that it will be very intensive. That's why I said there would have been no chance. There would have been no chance for us to win the game with the same lineup, like which we played against Dortmund. So because Bournemouth, I don't know how many games they had less than we had, and so you need to respect this, and that's what we try. And now we had a moment after a long period with a lot of players out. We have a period in this moment, a situation in this moment where we can change, and all our moments in the last few months when we had to give a few boys the opportunities to play in different competitions. They gave us a lot of information, but a lot of faith in their qualities, and so we felt good, to be honest, before the game was Bournemouth with this lineup, and I was really excited about it, and so that's now will be the same for Everton. So of course there's nobody will be rested because of, I don't know, Newcastle or Villarreal. But we have to find a lineup which gives us the biggest possibility to win. That's the only reason, and so we can hopefully 9 games to play, minimum 8, and makes no sense to push 11 players through these 8 games only because you think these are the best players we have. I don't know who this would be, but who would this be? But yeah, that makes absolutely no sense. And so we have to in this late but decisive moment of the season, we have to make the decision, and that's what we did, and that's what we'll do for Wednesday too.
You learnt your Scouse phrases quite early on. We know you know about the purple bins now as well, and you've been speaking to Jim Begling this week. So how prepared now do you feel for this Merseyside derby?
Yeah, hopefully we play better than my understanding. In the Scouse language or slang or whatever it is, because it's pretty difficult still for me, especially if somebody speak as quick as possible, then I'm completely out. So, but I know about derbies, and I don't think it's my first derby with a team against a team in the same city. So of course that's different. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much about my past. But Dortmund-Schalke is only 25 kilometers or 30 maybe. So it's pretty close, and the fans lives in both cities, and that's a real derby, how I know it. And there was pressure in always. So I'm prepared for a derby, and so. But if you have a manager, a lot of people here in this room, a lot of people around me, a lot of players, a lot of fans, of course, know much more about this special derby. But at the end, I promise I will not be, my not 100% Merseyside derby experience will not be the reason for winning or losing. So my job is to prepare the team. And how I said, I know about the pressure in derbies, and when I spoke yesterday to the two legends, to be honest, before I came to Dortmund, there were a lot of red cards in derbies. I don't like this kind of showing I'm prepared, to be honest. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 20 fans want to see that you do things like this, but you will never help. I think a red card can happen. So that's you are second to late in a challenge or whatever, but not because you want to show I'm the man. So it's I understand aggressiveness only on one way, and that's being prepared to hurt yourself, not somebody else. So if you are really aggressive, if you are really ready, if you feel all the passion, then then you do more than usually. That's then possible, but not on this in this part of the game. So it will be intensive. It will be intensive. I don't know too much about. I know about Everton, nearly everything. I live meanwhile a half a year in the city, and met a lot of people, and it's a big club, a very successful club in the past. But I don't know exactly how the situation is there with the semi-final of the weekend. They are not used to in the season to play too often, 2 games a week. So last week they had this situation. This week they have this situation. At the end of these 2 weeks, it's a pretty important game for them. So I don't know too much about this. But I think we should only think about our game and our lineup, and to use the situation, and especially to understand the situation, our situation in the table. And nobody in the dressing room thinks about European League. To be honest, it's only what can we reach in this Premier League season. What's our position at the end? And Liverpool is a club where it's very important. It's a big club, very big club. It's very important. It's a big difference if you are 7th, 6th, 5th, or 4th. What's not really likely, but we can be 5th at the end, and that's a better place than 7, better place than 8. So we need to try everything to get a best position at the end of the season that we can get.
So just in terms of what you said about the players going out and not wanting to, there's more red cards in this fixture in the derby matches in Premier League.
It's still like this. Yeah,
it hasn't been for a while, but there's more in this one. But in terms of then when you send the players out, are you more calming them down than firing them up for this one then?
I don't know what I will do in this moment, to be honest. But it's not that I say at the last sentence I say kick them out of the stadium or something. Of course not. It's about football. It's about football. Football always, the best football is always full of emotion, full of passion, full of aggressiveness. That's always with the legal aggressiveness. So so it's special because of expectations from outside. It's special because of expectations from yourself, what you want that you from yourself, and that's clear. But at the end, to handle emotions, to handle the pressure. That's one of the big challenges in football, especially in top class football. And so how I said, we played against Manchester United. I don't know if Everton is it's the bigger game or Manchester United is the bigger game. I don't know, but we handled it really good, and that's what I expect from us for this game too. I want that everybody can see from the first second on that we want to win this game. There's only one reason why we meet tomorrow night. It's to win this game, but with football.
Jurgen, it seems you've waited a long time to play against a team in the same city as you mentioned, but the different atmospheres in the last 6 days, we saw Dortmund, the atmosphere it generated, Hillsborough Memorial, the coming together of Merseyside. So what kind of atmosphere do you expect when you're coming up against a local rival?
I don't think that I'm the right person to talk about that. I'm pretty positive and optimistic, so I always expect the best, to be honest, atmosphere-wise, for example. So it was around the Dortmund game. It was outstanding, and so yeah. But I'm the person. I'm the newcomer, if you want, and I have to take what I can get. I can't push something in this game. I don't want to. It's the derby. It's a derby of the people of Liverpool, and hopefully I'm part of a lot of derbies in the future. But this is my first, and so I don't expect. I wait, see, and then I can tell you how it was.
Jurgen, after this game, you will have played all the Premier League teams at least once since you arrived at the club. Has the Premier League surprised you with the strength and quality of this Premier League, aside from the challenges of playing so many games in a short space of time?
I can't say anything aside from all this. But no, I'm not surprised about the quality of English football. But I knew about it before I came here. That was one reason why I want to come here. But with all these games, it's different to handle it. So really different, and what we did in this year until now was to go the crazy way. We took every game we could get, and I think a lot of teams saw us playing in different competitions and thought, yeah, funny what they are doing. Take another game, and they knew about it. I hadn't this experience, to be honest, but we came through somehow, and next year I know more about it, and so that will happen for sure. But this year, it was really, for me, it was not anymore, but a few months ago it was a surprise how many games we can have if we want, and if we concede goals in the last minute or shoot in the goal in the last minute, and all this stuff. So that's different. But all the other things, Premier League, it's a wonderful league, and it's a big honour to be here.
Jurgen, we saw the young players against Bournemouth, the likes of Ojo, Ward and Stewart, played really well. I mean, I just wondering how big of a step was that game for their confidence, I suppose.
The big steps they made in training, to be honest, that's the big steps. But then we have to prove what we say. So a few weeks ago, we had a session only with young players, and after wonderful weather and really good session. And after the session, I brought them all together, and I said, okay, I'm not sure that it's okay that I say this, but I'm not sure that it will help. But my impression is, what quality, I can't believe. So now we have to answer the question, why only a few of you will go through. So in my opinion, it's all about you. It's all about you. You have all the skills you need. You have all the talent you need. So that's the one thing I can say. That the other thing, then, as long as they are here and things like this, and I have to prove it sometimes that I really think what I say. And so I was really pleased for them, to give them that opportunity. And it was, how you saw, it was very intensive and really good against a team who, will play next year Premier League football, who play a really good season with a team. Yeah, they trained 1 or 2 times together in this lineup, so that's pretty difficult. But the world is not perfect, so we cannot give them the game when with everybody knew before that we will win 5-0, only to get self-confidence. So they did really well, and I was, how I said, really pleased for them, and was a big step for them in a self-understanding for sure. And so now it's their job to work that hard that it will be not the only game.
Last couple in the open card.
You mentioned all the games you've played since you've been here, and obviously have been more than usual, but has that helped you in a way see a wider picture, because you've had to use these players, you've seen more players than you would normally have done had it been a regular season? Has that helped you sort of in the wider picture longer term?
I think we had in real training sessions, so important training sessions, we had around about 45 players, Liverpool players. So that helped a lot. That's how I say. In the moment, the situation was sometimes really difficult, to be honest. But then we were always forced to find a solution, and finding this solution was always to use players. They were already in the club. That's how we understood it. And after in January, when we brought a few guys back, and from being on loan somewhere in the country, so then we had a few more players here, and that was really exciting to see all of them. And then it's not about it's not only one session you look at and you make a judgment. I need to see more and more often. And so that's the one thing, is to give them the opportunity. The other thing is, that's much more important, to use the opportunity, and that's what they did, all of them. It's pretty. We had these players, and I don't want to forget one, but we had these players, and you saw Cameron Brannigan in Capital One Cup, and there was what an outstanding talent, and the same with Pedro Chilwell when you saw him at West Ham and things like this. So there are a few more players, and from the younger ones, we saw them, not a few of them on Tenerife and things like this. So we could give the opportunity, but it's always about the players to use it and to show, but not in a test situation, because LFC players shouldn't be tested in their own club. We have to make the test before they join us, and then they have to use our training to become better. And so if they can't make the steps, we are always minimum 60-70% responsible for this, because it's easy to say, it's the attitude of the player. I think these players most of them, nearly all of them, have a perfect attitude. So it's about how we handle them, how we train them, and how we can give them the opportunity, how often we can give them the opportunity to play in different teams. And so for this season, it was this was at the end perfect, that we, on this hard way that we had to go to learn that much about these young boys. And so that's what I said a few weeks ago. It's the future of Liverpool looks nice. It looks really nice, and with all these young players. But at the end, we are a big club. We have big goals, targets, whatever you want to say, aims, and so we need to win big games. And you cannot always bring young players, but we have to educate them, and when we can, then we have to show them that we trust them, and then they have to deliver. That's how it is.